What's up? Welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with a review of Doja Cat's fifth album, V. Doja Back, first album since Scarlet came out back in 2023. Of course, that album was not as commercial overall as the previous stuff, but still spawned two massive songs. Of course, Paint the Town Red and Agora Hills. Early 2024, she gave us the deluxe of Scarlet, which had a song I really enjoyed, Urge, featuring A$AP Rocky. Recently, Doja's been around. She was on that Lisa song, Born Again, which I thought was nothing too special, to be honest, but did get a surprise Oscars performance. With Scarlet, Doja talked about going back to the rap well and kind of forsaking some of her pop success that she's found. And in general, Doja Cat has been very consistent in renouncing a lot of her past music and her past success and being very frank and open with her fans' behavior and her fans' tastes and things like that, and talking about not even enjoying the music that she makes from time to time. Pretty interesting and, I guess risky behavior, you could say, to be so open and honest about how she's feeling about these things. That being said, Doja Cat's fifth album, V, is Doja Cat returning to making pop music. This is a lot of sung choruses on this record. However, there's still a lot of rap verses as well. And to me, this album is a great distillation of what the Doja Cat project is. Doja is such a talented and versatile artist, and she can give you those vocal melodies just as well as she can give you these really explicit, fun, fast-paced rap verses. And I think that's what you're getting on this album. Jack Antonoff is all over this album, but you wouldn't necessarily expect it. To me, the biggest highlight of the whole project has to be the song Gorgeous, which also features contributions from Soundwave and George Daniel. To me, this is just like a classic Doja song in every respect, really great. I think right off the bat with the track list here, you're kind of getting the feel of like what journey we're going to be on with this. I don't necessarily think of Doja Cat as a album artist necessarily, right? You think of the past success. You always think, I think of the big hits, the big tracks from any given, album. Whether that's a Say So or Kiss Me More, Paint the Town Red, whatever it might be. A Juicy from the past, the first record, Amala. And that being said, I think this is, God, it's close. I think this and Planet Her are probably my most cohesive of Doja albums thus far, which is interesting. With Cards, I think you get this really enjoyable G-funk on the drums right away, which I was not expecting. A really great groove overall. Then the rap verse doesn't really drop in until like halfway through the song. I think it's a great example of all of Doja's talents. Jealous Type, which was the lead single here, disco pop song, great energetic flow, but overall another example of Doja's versatility, that she's also right at home on this style of pop trends at the moment. Amen, I think, is a really fun track. Definitely a vibe shift. You have this snare and bass tempo here, almost like an eerie beat, but definitely the most rapping you've gotten thus far, and one of the most rap heavy songs on the whole track list. I think in general, like Doja Cat's kind of like chaotic energy, which I think comes out most enjoyably in a lot of her rap verses in terms of just the subject matter she's talking about, but also just a lot of like the vocal flair you'll get with like her tics and like doubling vocals and different kinds of effects, and just the quirks that she can display on the mic that we associate with her brand and why she's so unique. Couples Therapy, another groovy song for me. Of course, I mentioned Gorgeous. I think this song is just super fire. Chorus is very tight. That hook of "It's a Crime to Be Gorgeous" really works. The bass drum on the song just hits right away. Then you get some keys as well. I love the rap verse here. I think it's really hard, and it rides the drums very well. And then those drums almost like kick in overdrive towards the end of the song, and you even get a little bit of sax at the end, and then that sax carries over into the next song, Stranger, where you get more horns continuing. And I think some of the most amusing lyrics from Doja on the whole album, these lyrics about the desires of her partner for the opposite sex and how she's still okay with that and things like that. All Mine, I like the snares on this one, great vocal melodies. I love the rap flow over the drum hits specifically. A little bit of doubled vocals here, really strong track. Take Me Dancing, featuring SZA. This is the Kiss Me More reunion, and frankly, it makes a lot of sense because that song was both massive and also a Grammy Award winner. I think the synths are really nice here, like the kick drum. Is it as good as Kiss Me More? No, but I think it's still pretty solid. Lip Stain jazzy vibe, which we hadn't really got to this point, and you get a bit of that like deeper register vocals from Doja, at least for a little bit here. Silly Fun, I think the title here is quite apt. Very dancey track, big chorus. Acts of Service, you have this tight flow. I also think the kick drum here sounds very strong. Make It Up, I think this one's like okay, it's solid. It's like kind of vibey, kind of like album cut from Planet Her Doja. It's fine. Generally, the album's like a hair long. We could have trimmed this down a little bit, but it moves at such a breakneck pace, and Doja like doesn't really stay in one lane long enough for you to get tired of anything. And then last song, One More Time, has a guitar intro, surprisingly, with some like quick drum hits, some 80s flair again. So yeah, I think this is a great album from Doja. You know, I would put this in the God, I would put this close to like her top tier. I think honestly, you think about her album records because again, it's pretty cohesive, and I think Gorgeous is a hit. I think Cards could be a hit. I think Jealous Type's already a small hit. I think this is a collab. We'll do numbers just out of necessity, given how big both of them are on streaming. So yeah, Doja Cat's back, and it's I'd be curious what kind of touring she does on this. I know she has some Europe tours scheduled, but you know, she dropped out of supporting The Weeknd last time around, didn't really tour Scarlett a ton. We'll see about that. I'll be curious what like level of venue she's going to do, if she does arenas or if she downsizes that. We'll see. Let me know though, what did you think of Doja Cat's fifth album, V? What was your favorite song on the album? Let me know. And for more music reviews, more pop reviews, more rap reviews, subscribe. I'll see you next time.